welcome to Botches Off-Road. We got a voicemail, so we'll start with that. It's according to Google, it's Wreck-It Ralph, but we know it's Wreck-It Rob. So I'll play that first, and we'll go from there. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yo, what's up? Wreck-It Rob here. Hey, I was thinking, was just gonna message Alex, but thought I'd ask all three. After my last voicemail, which you guys probably listened to before this one, I was wondering, what tank do you guys own that you might want to sell and ship to California? Something about you had a tent that you probably never use again. I'm all about recycling. So, yeah, let me know. Alex or Gavin or one of you. Or message me if you have one. Let's go from there. But I do still want to hear what you think would be perfect for something for us to buy. I prefer not to buy something on Temu or wherever cheap stuff is made, but if you guys think that's a better one for me to buy, then just let me know. And if one of you own one that you want to sell and ship, let me know that too. All right. I will talk to you guys later. I'm out.
All right. Well, Rob, let me turn down my volume real quick. There we go. Just so I don't hear everyone yelling at me. Just in case you missed it on the last one, we recommended, just based off of what you were talking about, a Gazelle would probably be your best option for what you're looking for.
For longevity reasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I would recommend, I don't have one that I want to sell. The only one I do have is the big one, and I'm keeping that. But
as a side recommendation though, the Canvas who makes my swag?
Kodiak?
Yeah, the Kodiak Canvas Flex Bow. It's a more expensive than the Gazelle, but it's a much, much higher quality product. You're looking at like $700-800 for one about the size of a little bit bigger than a T4. They're taller and a little wider. But they set up about the same amount of time. They're just heavier because they're canvas.
Yeah, it looks like they're about $619, $589. A couple of different ones here. They have a 10 by 10 6-person, 10 by 14 8-person. There's a couple of them in there. I don't have any experience with them. They look decent. If Alex says they're good, I trust that. And then, like I said, the Gazelles, and check Marketplace. You could find them for a couple $100 off what they are usually.
Especially the
T4
T3s
Overland.
right now.
Yeah, T3, T4. The Overland edition versus those, there's not really a big difference. The stakes are like the biggest difference. So don't feel like you have to go and buy the Overland edition one, because you don't. They're both going to be the same exact thing, basically. They might have a different color or some different equipment with them, but yeah,
just more expensive.
Yep.
I think the T3s around us right now. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I was going to say
Go ahead, Mark.
T3s right now on Facebook Market around us is like $300.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, so it's still $100 off. Most of the time, the people that buy them don't actually like use them like hard or anything. So, I mean,
that seems to just be most tents, dude.
Yeah, I mean, most tents I think are going to be pretty safe to get. There's a few upgrades that you could do to it too, to make it better, but otherwise, it's probably going to be the best thing on the market for what you want. There are a lot cheaper tents, like my Colorado that I had. It's discontinued. That's a 6-person tent. That's been very good for waterproof. I can't really complain about it. Not easy setup, but I don't know. It was really good for us, and I would recommend it if they still made it, but it's long gone now. So, and you can stand up in the middle of it at least. Those arch tents are just kind of, they are what they are, I guess. I mean, you know what you're getting into, but I don't think you want to jump into like a core 10-person or 12-person. No. Doesn't sound like that's your thing. So
no,
we're gonna stick with this stuff.
He did say it doesn't need to be quick setup. That's right. Why I brought up the Flexbow, because the Flexbow, it's probably one of the best tents on the market. It's just not fast, and it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, that canvas is heavy too. So if you're doing like one-nighters or something, probably not the best for you, but it's a good tent. I mean, TP is probably a decent tent too. Like you get some TP or Bell style tents that go up pretty decently fast. You just have to stake them out really well, and they will.
And you got to be careful because there's so many cheap TPs and Bell style tents that are trash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Much like every other tent. I mean, we understand where you're at, though. I mean, we've all been through the same thing, trying to find something that works for us. And at the end of the day, it's kind of a trial and error. For me, I didn't really know what I needed until I needed. I got done with my trip, and I was like, this isn't what I wanted. So try to really think about what really matters to you. You know, space in your vehicle, weight, material, season, build quality, price, etc. And then kind of factor that in. And like I said, in my opinion, from what I've seen mass-produced, Gazelle's probably going to be the best option from there. It's kind of the biggest, best of both worlds there. You get, it's a lighter tent, and it's like 40 pounds. It's pretty decently waterproof. The floor is removable, so you can wash and clean that out. The downsides to them are production quality. Sometimes they have some
customer service.
Sometimes they have some issues there. And then bugs. The grommets have holes in them that you can get small bugs in from, but that can be easily remedied with some rubber like O-ring washers or stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, we've talked about tents a lot this past month, so try not to keep this whole episode on tents.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's move it on now that we hit the 9-minute mark here.
Yeah, so today I got a few different topics, so I guess we can talk live chat, decide what we're going to talk about. That was not the link I meant to click. We could talk about what you can skimp on and what you can't.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, sounds good. Tent. You can skimp on tent. Just know that you're skimping on a tent. Like, if all you got's $20, go buy a $20 tent and just camp in fair weather. Like, it is what it is.
I actually recommend you start that way.
Right.
Not, like, genuinely, I recommend you buying the cheapest tent that you can that gets you out there. Yeah. And then you make a list about everything you hate about that tent. And then you change it. I mean, that's you're still getting out there. Was it the most pleasurable? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you'll find out that with how many times that you go out that this $20 tent will be enough. You know?
Yep, exactly.
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, $20 tent, start out. I had a $20 Coleman tent I bought from Menards. and that's what I started in. I lived in it for 6 months before the first snowfall, and what I did hate about it was that I got moisture in it every morning. So that's where you kind of learn about why 2 layers are nice on a tent. You get one single layer, the moisture stays inside. On the inside of your tent, you get a double layer. You can have that moisture kind of wick out through the mesh, and you're not soaked in not mildew, but dew in the morning. Because my single layer tent, I would get the top of my sleeping bags were wet from all the dew and condensation. So, you learn that stuff as you go. And you learn that you don't like the door a certain way. You don't like how it sets up this certain way. I learned mine didn't do well with snow weight. Who knew? Collapsed and broke my poles, and I realized it was not a 4-season tent, even though it didn't say it was. But it's you learn these things, and you start out with the cheap ones, and that's what you can use to kind of narrow down your criteria, because you could start from your house and go, well, I'm going to be camping in this, and you can kind of glorify it in your head, and then you get out there and it's like, not quite what you're looking for.
I will say where that changes is if you plan on winter camping.
Yes.
Any type of extreme situation, right? If you know there's going to be a thunderstorm, probably shouldn't have a $20 tent.
Yeah.
If you you're going to go out in negative degree temperature, probably should spend a little more money on your shelter.
Yeah. And also, knowing that you're spending cheap amounts on it, waterproof it. Buy a waterproofer. Yep. Buy seam tape. Learn how to use seam tape. Learn how to use the waterproofer. There are things you can do to extend your cheap tent until you figure out what you really want. Tents, I definitely think you can skimp out on those, and should. Maybe this is kind of mean, but you should have a couple shitty nights in your tent to know what you really want.
It's the only way you get to what you need. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of falls for the sleeping bags too. Sleeping bags are kind of that way too, especially that is also very temperate dependent where you live. But yep. I started out with a very cheap Coleman sleeping bag, and that did good for 70% of camping in Michigan in the summer and fall. I got a low temp. Where you get cold. You wake up in the morning, you look at your phone, you go, it's 60, and I'm frigid. Then you know that you need to get a tent that has a higher heat rating. And
I personally would highly recommend, not that you can't skimp here, but I would recommend starting with a military tent, because you're going to cover all the seasons, all the temperature ranges for less money.
You said a military tent or sleeping bag?
Sleeping bag. I'm sorry. I meant sleeping bag. You can pick up a Army sleeping bag. You can find a marketplace as low as $75.
Yeah.
That's going to have your summer bag, your winter bag, and a bivvy.
Typically, right.
And it covers the entire gamut, right? If it's summertime, you sleep in the summer bag. If it's wintertime, you put the winter bag in the summer bag, and boom, now you've got negative 30, I think is what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just know when you're looking up sleeping bags, let's say you're walking through the Walmart aisles and it says negative 20 or 30 or 40 or 60. These are not comfort ratings. That doesn't mean that they're survival ratings, right? So they're telling you that you will survive at negative 30. You won't be comfortable, but you will not die. And to add to that, those ratings on a very wide basis are not nationally recognized. They are company-wide ratings. So that is the company telling you that they believe that you will be okay because of. So let's say Walmart, let's say Ozark Trail sleeping bag says it'll be a 20-degree bag. That's the company telling you that they believe with their information that that's a 20-degree bag. That is not a what would you call that? A national
right.
There's not some national database that makes sure that all of those are completely accurate. So keep that in mind. So I always overshoot my my temperature rating. If I know that it has a possibility of getting into 40, I will literally choose a bag that's negative 30. And
I will. The caveat there is that the military bags are very accurate, because they need to be able to, make a bag that can keep all soldiers safe during that period. I've found that me being a bigger guy, I can do about negative 20 in the military bag and be comfortable. Anything below that, I'm cold. But
yeah,
I can do negative 20 and be comfortable.
It's also very dependent on the person too. So for me, and know where your comfort levels are in certain temperatures.
Yep.
Because for me personally, I can do 60 degrees in t-shirts and shorts all night. That's not a problem.
Same.
My wife will literally be teeth-chatteringly freezing. And I'm not kidding when I say teeth-chattering. I mean, she will be shivering in her bed. She will be, like, freezing her ass off. So you need to know, it's also different from men to women's, the comfort rating. So
Yep.
you got to know what you're comfortable with, and it's different from every person. So me and Alex have different comfort ratings, and so while it may be similar, it might be different. Very different from Sienna. So something to look into about bags. But yeah, start out cheaper. Unless you really want to get a really good one right off the bat, but then do your research, because you're going to be spending a lot of money for something that you might not even need. You could have just gotten a military bag or something that would have done the job. So
the military bag's just a good starting point, because I'm not saying it's the most comfortable bag out there. There are a bit more comfortable bags, but it covers the entire gamut. So you actually get an idea of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Now, one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
One thing you should never skimp on, though, is any of your, I'd say, safety stuff in a vehicle. Probably shouldn't skimp on suspension. Probably shouldn't skimp on brakes, because that stuff breaks, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm back and forth on that, because I am very budget minded. What I can afford at the time is what I can afford, so I'll do what I can. But it's definitely, I definitely have that in mind, knowing I have cheaper stuff, brake pads or something. I'm not going to go and do a giant hill decline and have 100% trust in my brakes. So you have to understand what your vehicle's limits are and plan for that.
In that situation, to be fair, you shouldn't be on your brakes at a hill descent.
No, you shouldn't. But it's just,
you should be in low in first,
right,
or low in second.
But just throwing out a situation. But
yeah, I know.
But also, as far as not just like your brakes and suspension, but even your fire extinguisher, window breakers, other things that have to do with vehicle safety, those things too, there's no need to skimp on them. Fire extinguishers, I would buy one every year to two. They do have expiration dates. There has been times where people use fire extinguishers and they don't do anything when you use them.
Not all of them have expiration dates. Let me get the name of it. Snail Trail just did a giveaway with one of them.
Oh yeah, the new one?
It's not a... Yeah, what is the name of that thing?
Oh, okay. I was just saying, most of them have expiration dates, but yeah.
No, this one, you gotta twist it to mix it up, so it technically lasts longer because of that.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
So instead of
the
it
chemicals
settling,
are separated.
Yeah.
Yep. It does have a recharge too, so once you use it, you can recharge it.
Well, that's nice.
But I don't... I'll find it. I'll link it in the show notes when I do find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, most... And it's more expensive than a traditional fire extinguisher, but it's a higher quality product, so probably worth it, you know?
Also, it prevents accidental discharge.
Yep.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
the Russo fire extinguisher.
Gotcha.
Russo, got it. Yeah, take a look at that. But yeah, I mean, your in-vehicle safety is important too. Don't skimp on your satellite GPS device or something. Like, make sure you have a good, reliable way of reaching for help if you get into a really bad situation. I would not skimp on that.
Yeah.
As far as like things I would skimp on though, silverware for your kitchen.
Oh yeah. Go to Walmart, go to Goodwill, you can get that shit cheap.
Yep. Bowls too. I mean, yeah, if you want to be bougie and stuff, you can. If you don't like plastic, whatever. But Walmart sells bowls for 80 cents a piece, cups for 80 cents a piece. We've talked about this before. You could definitely skimp on dinnerware. I've moved away from it only because I can and wanted to find something that was compact and together. But if I would not have a problem with breaking those out at any time. I actually kept them for a while as spares because a lot of the times we end up feeding other homeless people in camp that didn't make food or had donuts for dinner or something, and we had a bunch of extras. So we're just like, here, you eat some.
Mark, our old silverware, we got that from AJ's.
Yeah.
An entire 4-person set of silverware for like $3.
Yep.
Super cheap.
Brand new. In box.
I remember buying a camp knife from a gas station. They had all those cheap green label. I don't know if you remember what labels I'm talking about, but they're the cheap brand where they're all green packaging and it's like camp this and they're all super generic. Well, I bought a knife. It was a kitchen knife for $1, and I used that all summer, and it was one of the sharpest knives I ever had. It also dulled faster than any other knife I've ever had. But it was $1, and I still have it in my truck. And it's one of those things that the silverware isn't needed unless you really want to camp chef the experience up, or unless you're backpacking, then it's weight related. Then you can probably go with like a titanium or something. But yeah, silverware for sure.
Backpacking's a whole nother beast because safety is a lot more important with backpacking.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark? You got anything that you think you can skimp on?
I mean, it's technically not. I mean, some degree is. Food budget wise, you could skimp out and just get some basic stuff and don't have to be bougie about it.
Yeah, I do think that's important because a lot of people will not go, and myself including at first, will not go if you can't afford good food. For me, that's part of the experience, but also just being able to get out there too. So like we've done runs where we literally will have hot dogs and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch, hot dogs for dinner, and if we had enough for eggs, we'd get eggs and have eggs and hot dogs for breakfast. Like at the end of the day, we got out there and we still had fun. Maybe it wasn't the best of the best, but still. So, yeah, definitely food is one of those that you can't skimp on. The bigger my destination is, the more I skimp on food as the days go by. So like, I'll usually plan it so like the first couple days are bougie, the next couple days are meh, and then the last days are like freeze-dried meals. Like make it as absolutely cheap as possible, like can of corn and some mayo or something, and do like Mexican street corn or something. Like, so make it as cheap as possible. So
yeah, I don't think I have anything else. You guys ready to get out of here and go about our days?
Yeah.
We got more that we could skimp on, but yeah, maybe we'll cover it on another one. There's always more to skimp on.
I think this is one of those topics that's fun to just throw in there randomly here and there.
Yep.
Your windshield washer fluid. You can buy the cheap shit, and you can just throw water in your reservoir. Just change it out.
Don't even have to do that. When you go to Wesco, just take a cup and scoop the solvent out of their windshield washer things.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've seen some crazy videos of people pissing in those, so I try not to use those anymore.
I watched a guy the other night. I was at Wesco, and I watched a guy wash his car with the squeegee.
I've seen people
Like,
do
he
that
was
with
full
semi.
up-
Yeah, my father-in-law watches what does it call them? Bonehead Truckers or something is what it's called, and it's basically a guy that reviews like bonehead truckers, people being stupid at trucking. And there was a guy in flip-flops. They always yell at people in flip-flops because it's unprofessional and it's dangerous and blah blah blah. Well, he was in his flip-flops and he was washing his whole truck, taking up a gas spot, washing his whole truck with the squeegee. And they're like, dude, move. And he was just ignoring them. Super idiots.
God damn it.
Those are the people we trust all of our goods from Amazon to come.
That explains why they're almost always late.
Late?
That might explain why my AliExpress package still hasn't arrived 3 months later.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
probably
gone.
why my Temu tie downs haven't arrived either.
Yeah, those are sitting in the Straits of Hormuz right now.
Yeah.
Those got commandeered by pirates at this point.
I know that my package did leave LA and is on its way here 6 days ago.
After 3 months.
Yeah. So on that note, we'll have to catch you guys later.
Yep. Later.